Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Vadim, and today I'm going to teach you a huge secret that's used all over pop music. It's used in countless musical hit songs, and today we're going to look at the song Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Now, what is this secret technique that no one's really talking about that can be found in countless and countless of hit songs? Well, it's not brand new. It's been used in classical music by Mozart, by Bach, and by Beethoven. And this technique is motifs. Okay, so what is a motif? It's a simple and reoccurring musical idea. And we're gonna take a couple musical ideas, stretch them out, reuse them, modify them, remix them, recycle them, create variations of them so that we can create a whole song out of a few simple melodies. So first, let's look at a Dua Lipa song so we can get a good handle of it, and then I'll go over Blinding Lights. Thank you for joining, and I hope you have fun. All right, so if you can see here, this is called a piano roll. And you can see these are the notes. These are the notes on the piano. And when we stretch a note out, that shows you the duration. So if it's a short note, it will look like this, medium, longer, and a longer note. When it goes up and down, that means we're changing which note it is. So this will be a C, a B, and A. But you don't need to really know the names of the notes. What we really want to pay attention to is the pattern, okay? And what did we say a motif is? It's a simple pattern. So right here, we see a simple pattern of 4 notes, and then it's reused again and shifted down. Then again, the same pattern, shifted down, shifted down, shifted down. Okay? Then we see when I move over to another part of the song, the same pattern is reused over again. Here's the basic motif, and then it's shifted down, shifted down, shifted down. Okay? So that's one musical idea that's repeating over and over again. Now look at this musical idea here. Just look at the shape. It's 3 notes. It goes down and then it goes up. Now let's look over here. Again, we find this same idea. 3 notes, it goes down and then comes back up. Okay, so let's have a listen to what this sounds like. Let me know if you know which Dua Lipa song this is from. Great. Pretty simple, right? Well, let's go to the next part of the song. Okay, now we see something new. So we see the 4-note pattern, but now instead it's going up. And we're seeing some variations. Sometimes it's a 4-note, sometimes it's 1 note. Now there's different ways we can create variation with a melody. See, what happened here is instead of playing it the same note 4 times, we can play the note once. The whole point is we have a seed. We have a reference melody, and then we can play around and create variations of it. So here, the writer chose just to play this note once, then we go back, play the same idea 4 times, then once, then 4 times. And if you can see from before, it's just a mirror image. This concept, this idea has been used so many times in classical music. So if you see here, I'm drawing a line. Imagine there's a mirror here. The notes are going down, and now they're going up. Okay? Now, here's another mirror image idea. Remember the 3-note idea we talked about here? Again, another concept used in classical music. So this is on the bottom here. This is our original reference motif. Now look what happened. If I draw a mirror here, we just flipped this whole idea. So now instead of going here, down, and then up, we're going up and then down. So the second melody is literally a mirror image of the first motif and a mirror image of the second motif. And that's one technique, one way to create variation of a melody. And then we go back and we return to our original music idea. And there's so many different ways. Using mirror images is just one way to create variation, okay? This is just a simple way for you to start understanding. So this way of looking on inside the music studio and visualizing the notes on the piano like this is very easy to see the geometry of what's happening. You can literally see like a mirror image, this part and this part. So let's have a listen. So hopefully you get the basic grasp. Now let's look at blinding lights. So let's have a listen to the main melody, and we're going to find the different recurring patterns that are going to be used throughout the whole song. Now this kind of looks confusing, but really already in the first melody, we really just have two patterns that are used over and over again. So see if you can spot the patterns. It's something visual. We're going to use, basically think of it like geometric patterns. The first ones you might start seeing is 3 notes that are going up. Can you see here? 3 notes are going up, 3 notes are going up, 3 notes are going up, 3 notes, 3 notes are going up here. Now, just like in the Dua Lipa song, we see the mirror image being used. So if you see this line, imagine it's a mirror. So now the reflection shows 3 notes going down, 3 notes going down. Okay. The second pattern that we see is 2 notes like this side by side, 2 notes side by side. And what do we see? 2 notes side by side followed by 3 notes going up. Now, again, if we visualize right here that there's a mirror, we see it like the reflection. 3 notes going down, followed by a long note. 3 notes going down this way, followed by a long note. So it's just a reflection of this side. We start with descending notes, followed by a long note. Here we start with a long note, followed by three ascending notes. So it's very pattern-based. It's very visual. You cannot figure these patterns out by listening. It's hard to hear these patterns, but once you draw them out, you see it. So I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you to visualize. And I'm going to color code them for you so you can really see this, what I'm talking about and how I see things. All right. So let's look at this one. Do you see the red, color red? Do you see the 3 notes going up on the first half? So we got 3 notes going up, then the same idea is repeated again. Then we have the mirror image here. Then we have the same idea used again with the purple notes, 3 notes going up. Okay, then here is the blue notes. We see how it's the same idea used over and over again with some variation. Okay, so that's really just using 2 musical ideas. I like to call this idea double trouble, when the same notes repeated twice And this is, how would I call this? Like upward steps. We're using upward steps pattern. All right, so let's listen to the verse now and see if these patterns are used again to create the verse. Okay, that's the verse of the song. That's what the vocal melody is doing. Right away, we already see a repetition of a pattern. Look at these 5 notes here. 4 short and 1 long. 4 short, and then we got followed by another one. 4 short, followed by another one. Okay, so that's one pattern, one idea. Before we had 2 ideas. And again, so you see, in the Dua Lipa song, we also had 2 unique motives that were used. In the first part of Blinding Lights, we had 2, and look, here again, we find 2 ideas. This is idea 1. Now look at idea 2 that's repeated. It's 1 note, then it goes up, and then it goes down. Look, it's here again. 1 note goes up, and then down, and then repeat it again. 1 note goes up, and then down. So this is the core idea. And what do we see happen in the beginning? We took half of this, and we slid it down over here. Right? And then we took the second half, and we went, and we slid this down here. The writing of melodies is very scientific and mathematical. Maybe they're doing it by ear, but these laws existed in classical music, and they had all these methods of melody writing written down already. But is this a brand new musical idea? Because if it was brand new, it wouldn't feel connected. So let's compare this musical idea with the original intro melody and see if they're connected. So here, the yellow one, that's our intro melody, and this is our chorus melody. And see, can we find a pattern? Let me see. All right, well, over here, look at this idea. This is the second musical idea. When we take a chunk out of a melody, I think we call this fragmentation. So can you see the highlighted 3 notes? Look, if I bring them down here, it lines up almost perfectly with a second musical idea. So just a modified version of this fragment. When we reuse parts of a melody, it makes it sound continuous and allows us to create new melodies without sounding too repetitive, but still sounds like it comes from the same family. So we're reusing a modified idea, which is used 1, 2, 3 times here. Okay? Let me bring it back up. Actually, this is what happened. They took this note, they brought it up. It's like a little puzzle. This is like solving puzzles. And then they dropped it down over here. And then they modified this. So this is how it happens. It's just creating little puzzles. Great, so we found this musical idea. Now, how do we come up with these 5 notes? All right, let's look. It's just like solving a puzzle. So I moved this one up over here. This one over here. And now, does this look similar to what we got here? Except, again, it's a mirror image. It's a mirror image. So then if we end up flipping it, or if I just shift this, so now we kind of understand where this idea is coming from. So it's not a new melody. It is a new melody, but what we did is we used our first motif as a reference to create the new melodies. We're not creating melodies from scratch. We're taking what we already have and we're moving the notes around it. Okay, so there we go. Let's move on. Then we hear the same thing again. So it's the same melodies repeated twice. Now we're moving on to the pre-chorus. So let's have a listen and a look. Again, we hear two musical ideas. This is the first one. This is the second one. And what we're seeing a lot in this song is ideas repeated 3 times. 3 times. All right, let's have a look. Are we reusing the very first melody used in the song to create this melody again? Right away, we see the 3-note pattern. So how can we take the original melody and create it into the pre-chorus? Look, I just slide this down. And slide this down again. And it's basically a perfect match. All right, how do I create the second melodic idea? Look, I just take this note, slide it here, take these 3 notes, slide it. It's actually the same notes. I'm just sliding it down an octave. Boom. And now we just created our 2 musical ideas from the first melody. So now let's go to the chorus. All right, let's compare it again to the intro melody. Well, this is the same. The second half is exactly the same. Let's look. I'm going to have to shift this up so we can actually see what's happening. Okay. What's going on here? How are we getting this melody? Can you see the patterns? Can you figure it out? We simply... Let me look again. F. Okay, I see what's happening. So we just delete these notes. So we can call this elimination. And we connect these 2 notes. And then there's our pattern. I just slide it down and it's a perfect match. Boom. Okay, this part. It already looks familiar. I just slide this down. Does this look familiar already? Do you see how it's reused over and over again? And if we just make a mirror image, what do we have here? We have long, short, long, short. Here we have long, short, short, long. So they mixed up, they played around with the rhythm. They use the same rhythm, but they rearranged the order of it to get from the original melody to here. And the same part is the same. Okay, then it's played twice. So we really just have a simple idea built on 3 notes and 2 patterns. And from this, we're able to create a whole melody, intro melody, and then we have melody here. We have the verse, that's one melody, pre-chorus 2, 3, the chorus, and the instrumental. So that's just 4 melodies, all based on the same idea. And then they just repeat again. So we have so that was the instrumental. Now we go back to melody number 2. Melody number 3. Melody number 4. All based on our first 2 musical ideas. And then we're going to repeat it again. Okay, so now we have something new. Now, this pattern already looks familiar. It looks like our chorus melody that's being reused again. Oh, let me color code them differently. I'll make the chorus melody red. So why do songs get stuck in our head? One, it's because of the repetition, but we can't hear the repetitions that's being used because it's always being modified and recycled somehow. That's what makes it catchy. So Red, this is our original idea. I mean, is this exactly the same? It's exactly the same. We're copying this, and then we have the second melodic idea. See, they always work in 2 melodic ideas. And then it's repeated once, twice. Okay, and this part's a little bit different. Let's figure out, where does this idea come from? Let's bring back our first intro melody and see if we can figure it out. But do you understand? You really just need to write one melody. And how many melodies, different melodies, do you need to create to write a song? You need 5. Basically 5. Something for the verse. It depends how you structure your song. But basically most songs, if you listen to songs, listen to them top down, ignore the lyrics, listen to how many unique melodies does a song have, and you realize songs really just usually have 5 unique melodies. Alright, so now I'm going to look at the second musical idea. This descending pattern. Let's look at other parts of our songs. This more looks like maybe it comes from the pre-chorus. Let's see. Okay, so this is what's being used. It's from the chorus, we have a descending line, and this rhythm is being repeated. So if I put it here, see, this is a mirror image of the rhythm that we already used in the song. And we're copying this downward motion. So I'm interested to see if we bring these notes up. If this is okay. So essentially this is the same idea that's been modified. Let me take these notes out. Do you see? Literally when I shifted it up, it was like this. I just needed to modify it by one note to keep it in the same key. Same idea. Boom. Boom. And again, used here. Alrighty. Well, there you go. I hope this was a good introduction into motifs and how it's used in a song. So to recap, we have a simple melodic idea. In this case, we saw each melody in the song had two melodic ideas that were repeated. And each section of the song, that whole melody and those melodic ideas were based off our original intro melody, our motif. So really, you just need to know how to write one melody and how to take this one melody and create it into 5 unique melodies, but they're all interconnected through creating variations to that original melody. That's why the song is able to feel like it's one unit. It flows well together. Each melody has the same type of flavor and same type of vibe. And because we're reusing the same idea over and over again, but we're creating variations, it becomes memorable, but not too repetitive. If there's any other songs you want me to cover to show you how this rule of motifs is applied, let me know. I'm really certain if it's a hit song, it uses this technique. Okay, so thanks for listening. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.